ruin any other video. Oh. Thank you. Are we ready? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Bernal Heights. I'm talking to the whole neighborhood without going over the amplification level. I don't know about you all, but I am excited to be standing here. It has been a journey for sure. We are going to tell stories about this, but for today, we're mostly going to be in celebration mode. So we would like to welcome our guests who are maybe this is their first time being in Bernal. We're honored to have you join us on this milestone occasion. We would like to say hey to the neighbors, whether you're on this street or in your houses working from home. Please be patient with us today. And our family and friends and supporters and all of the agencies that have supported us to get to this day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I would first also like to acknowledge that our 3,300 mission site sits on unceded ancestral homeland of the Ramaytush Ohlone, who are the original people of the San Francisco Peninsula, who valued the care for the earth and for people. We also pay our respect to indigenous peoples past, present, and future, and to those who have stewarded this land through the generations. In honor, we embrace and carry forward the value of protection and preservation as a guiding principle for our housing development. Our responsible to care for the people who reside in this ancestral homeland will manifest in many ways, from providing services and serving marginalized community members to advocacy at the highest levels of government. And we wish to pay our respects on this day by acknowledging the ancestors and relatives of the Ramaytush community and affirming their sovereign rights as First People. And so now I will have a representative of the dancers come up and share more about the next steps. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tere Almaguer. I'm here with Grupo Chicoa. We are an Aztec dance group born here in the Mission. A lot of us have been organizing for affordable housing for many years. And we just want to thank everybody from the community organizers all the way up to everybody that has spent endless hours making this happen. We are very grateful because we want to be here. We want to stay here, right? This is our community. This is where we were born and raised. And just lots of prayers. We dance with our feet, and so these prayers are for all the ancestors, all of your ancestors and our ancestors, to make sure we continue to build the San Francisco for San Franciscans. Thank you.
Thank you once again. We definitely appreciate your presence and you being here and considering that this housing site has been vacant for more than 7 years. We needed to do a little something to break up the fallow ground. So we thank you for introducing this space. I just want to take a little time to share a little more about Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center in case you don't know who we are. And even though we're 46 years old, this year we recognize everybody doesn't know us. So Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center is actually stationed right off Portland Avenue, and it was created by neighbors. Neighbors coming to the community, first seeing that older adults were not having the proper family come out and were being isolated, and those neighbors became community organizers who then started having services out of the church, and then the building evolved, including it being gifted with Nancy Pelosi. And so 46 years later, not only do we continue to serve Bernal Heights, but we still continue to believe and push forward our belief in affordable housing that is so necessary in San Francisco. Despite all of distractions we may have, housing is a need, it's a crisis, and it's necessary for us all to be sustainable in this community. And so we thank you for the partnership, for us allowing to extend beyond where we've been. Bernal has over 18 developments, including Coal Ridge right across the street. We purchased big lots in January of this year, and that will be another 70 units of affordable housing for older adults. We're excited about reactivating our housing development. I was saying up until a week ago that this was the first development in almost 20 years. Mercy did manage to dig ground before us a little earlier, so we're going to retract that. But it's our first housing in more than 10 years at Bernal Heights, and being able to provide housing in this community, the community that we serve every day. So this housing site is not just reviving the site where people lost their housing due to a massive fire, but it's the reactivation of housing from Bernal Heights in this community, and we are committed to this process. We are also committed in terms of our services, and so our services will extend here and be made available in this community. So I'm so grateful and thankful for the opportunity to do this under my leadership. It was, at first it was kind of a little, what's the bucket list, if you will, but that bucket has turned into maybe a construction thing that they keep the cement in, because it's gone beyond some idea that I wanted to do as part of a legacy. The housing is a legacy for everyone. So I'm going to not take up much more time because we have some amazing people here that want to share and contribute to this day. I'd like to first introduce Senator Scott Wiener, and he is known as a strong proponent of affordable housing through numerous state bills that he has helped to expedite the production of affordable housing. But I would like to add that we are a recipient of your work and dedication, because had it not been for amendments to SB 35 and AB 2011, we would not be here today. And so to have a senator who's committed not just to affordable housing, but how you get it done is so critical. We could buy this site, and many people have looked at it, but nobody had a groundbreaking until today. So we thank you for your leadership in housing and your contribution to bills that allow us to get it done. So if you can come up, thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Is it going to rain or is it not going to rain? Yeah. Rain's a good thing. So, Gina, congratulations, and thank you to your work and to Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center's work over many, many years to support the community. And this is amazing. I was just talking to Supervisor Ronan, and I'm sure she'll talk about this, that she was running for supervisor when this fire happened. And so congratulations on this capstone. And I also just want to say, Madam Mayor, thank you for your incredible leadership on housing. All the work that we've done at the state level to try to expedite the delivery of housing, including many thousands of units of affordable housing. Mayor Breed has been with us every step of the way. So thank you, Madam Mayor, for your leadership. You know, we sort of got away in California from the basic notion that having enough housing for everyone is an important thing. That I think we used to have that approach, and then it sort of went away. And we've been trying to get back to that basic approach, that we should have enough homes for everyone who needs those homes. We also got away from the basic notion that, yes, the private sector will deliver a lot of housing, but we also need government and public investment in housing. We used to do that in this country in a big way, and that housed an enormous number of people from the early part of the century to the mid part of the century, and then that sort of went away, and the federal government drew back, and California drew back when redevelopment was ended. And over the last 6 years, the legislature and Governor Newsom have partnered to dramatically expand state investment in affordable housing in California, and we need to continue that work. It's a public-private partnership to address our housing needs, and one of the key things that we've been trying to do is to say it should not take 3, 4, 5, 10 years to get housing approved. We need to get housing yesterday. And so we have done just a lot of work, and it just always warms my heart when I see at the local level, you know, affordable housing that would have taken years and years is now taking like 3, 4 months to get approved. And I want to thank our planning department and our Mayor's Office of Housing for, it's been such an amazing team effort to do this. And we have more work to do, and I am committed to that work, and I look forward to partnering with our local community to have a brighter housing future. And this is just amazing. Every time, and I know this from my days on the Board of Supervisor, every time you get an alert on your phone saying there's a fire, it just, my immediate first thought is how many people are going to be displaced by this fire, and how are we going to make sure that they don't become homeless, that they don't have to leave, and it is. I hope in the future we can have less than 8 years to get it turned around, but this is just fantastic and a great day for the community. So congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you again, Senator Weiner. Next, I don't think she needs any introduction, but I will do my best. We are grateful to have our Mayor, London Breed, here, and there's something that I'm going to take a risk in sharing with you. There's a biblical principle that is often referred to as seed time and harvest. I've heard it often shared about some people water, some people plant, some people get to harvest. But one thing that I've learned from one of my mentors is that she showed me that preparation time is never lost time. And even if someone else gets to plant or water, the seeds were good. So I want to bring you up and thank you for being good to this city, helping in affordable housing, partnering with Weiner, just the things that were made available, the NOFA that we had, all of the things came together with partnership. It all matters from the mayor's office to every office, and we appreciate your commitment to this city, in particular to affordable housing and programs in our neighborhood. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Gina, and I am so happy and proud of all the work that you continue to do to help lead an extraordinary organization that helps to serve the community, and now with the incredible opportunity before us to produce housing for those who need it the most. There is no better excitement and joy that comes with providing a safe, affordable place for someone to call home. And I am so grateful that you partner with Tabernacle. And it's good to see a lot of my friends from Tabernacle, including James McCrae and others who continue to make sure that opportunities in this city, especially for folks from the African American community, exist. Because a lot of people talk about it, but when the time comes to make the investments, sometimes it doesn't happen. And I am so proud that the work that I have done in my office to invest in some of the most vulnerable communities will finally bear the fruit necessary to ensure continued success. And what does that mean? What it means is projects like this will start happening whether people try to oppose them or not. Projects like this will move forward. And thanks to the courageous leadership of folks like Scott Wiener, they won't be stopped. And this is definitely very personal for me as someone who grew up in public housing where there were 300 housing units and they were torn down for the purpose of rebuilding a better community, but only 200 of those units were built back. And in this particular case, not only will everyone have their own bathroom and their own kitchen, but they will not have to share those kinds of amenities because they deserve to have the decency of being able to live in their own place and create their own destiny as a result of it. Housing is so much more than just four walls. It provides an opportunity for future growth and development for the people who are fortunate enough to receive it. And I want to thank Bernal Heights Neighborhood Association, Tabernacle, and the Mayor's Office of Housing, as well as the Planning Department, because again, working together, we are going to create more of these opportunities moving forward into the future. And this is only the beginning, taking a tragedy like a fire and creating new hope and opportunity. And, Supervisor, because of neighborhood preference legislation, which I authored back in the day when I was on the Board of Supervisors, the people who live in this community will get right of first refusal. And that's what needs to happen in order to move this project forward. So thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you again, Mayor London Breed. The next person I'd like to bring up became a friend to me when I started in this role. It was definitely baptism by fire, as you recall. I did win an award for it, not trying to brag. But our Supervisor Ronan has remained just committed to this community for the duration of her leadership, and from whether it's something that happened as a pedestrian safety, to Fiesta, to the housing, to many, many things, the fires that still have happened in this neighborhood that we have to manage. Her and her team have been very responsive and have been encouraging and have been true partners. So thank you, and if you'd like to come up, thank you, Supervisor Ronan.
Thank you.
Jean's got like 2 inches on top.
I know. There's some tall people in this crowd, and I ain't one of them. This is a really special moment for me because it brings me full circle. 8 years ago, when I was running for supervisor, I was at a house party in Bernal Heights, and we saw this fire start. And I was a legislative aide at the time for my predecessor, David Campos, and I ran down the hill because that's our job. And I'll just take the moment to introduce Ana Herrera and Jennifer from my office, who do that amazing work every day, legislative aides in the District 9 office. And I ran down and I watched the fire destroy the entire block, and I met the residents that were displaced, we were all camped out in the Safeway parking lot with the Red Cross. And I met the families and the individuals who lost their housing that day, and it was a truly awful, awful event. So to go from that tragedy and then to have tried so hard for the whole 8 years to get this rebuilt in time to bring those tenants back. We wanted to bring the tenants back. And to have fits and starts every step of the way was so frustrating until something amazing happened where Gina and and the Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center and Tabernacle and TNDC came together, and I have to shout out, of course, the mayor who has championed this all along, but the former head of MOHCD, Eric Shaw, was just like, I am going to do what needs to be done to not only make sure that this becomes affordable housing, but make sure it's one of the Black-led development projects in our city. And I just give him a round of applause. He couldn't be here today, but I'm not sure this project would have happened without him. So I have to shout him out. But this is just a miracle. Hey, Bobby, I miss you so much. It's just a miracle, and that this is happening, and I just want to thank you all for doing what needs to be done for this community, and really thank both the mayor and Senator Scott Wiener for championing affordable housing with everything in them. It's what we need. It's what is going to make this city continue to be the incredible place that it is. It's what's going to make sure that our residents get to continue to live here, and we're not an amazing city unless we have the economic diversity that is necessary for any place to be vibrant, fun, incredible, welcoming, and functioning. So thanks so much, and congratulations.
Thank you again, Supervisor Ronan. The next person that I like to bring up is Dr. McCray. I had, in between signings, have had the incredible opportunity to get to know him, and he is a true historian of housing in San Francisco at a neighborhood level. This man needs to be interviewed, i.e. press or whomever, about the history, because what I'm learning is that our history and the meaning is disappearing, and people don't know why they're doing what they're doing today. And it is people like him that you can speak to him for 5 minutes, and he'll remind you why you have to get back at that computer on the Zoom to take a call to do a closing, with his kind words and history about why housing is necessary. So if you can come up, Dr. McCray, and share some words. Thank you.
Ms. Dicus, thank you so very much. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so very much for your courage, for your strength, and for your tenacity. You have brought this project to this milestone place, and I want to commend you, my sister, because I know what you had to get up over. I remember when you were sick, and but you fought it through, and I watched with great pleasure and joy. Thank you so very much. I use the word embodiment. Embodiment. This groundbreaking is an embodiment of Tabernacle's motto, seeking the welfare of the city. It is a milestone to see like-minded participants focus on creating an entity which could build and develop affordable housing in the city, strengthening the capacity of those organizations in order that we might serve the community and its best interests today and for years to come. I celebrate that Tabernacle has been invited in by Bernal and Mitchellville and the city and the state and the county, city and county of San Francisco, and all of the leaders in the mayor's office of housing to participate in the development of this 3300 Mission Street. We are involved in the city through RAD. We are involved in the city through the early days of the shipyard development. But this brings us a footprint in the present, and we thank you. And so I would like to ask that the Board of Directors of Tabernacle Community Development Corporation who are here, would you please stand? And Bishop is here. And of course, who's ex-official, my wife is here, sitting on the row. I would also like to ask Mitchellville, would you please stand? We got a chance to meet the Mitchell folks this morning when we came in, and it's so good to see you. And Brother Andre Wright, thank you. White, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I want to conclude with a thought. Complexity drives the population to an attitude of dismissiveness. Building affordable housing is complicated. I want all of you all laughing, please stand. They're the ones who do all the work. They say, you don't even know what you're talking about. But it's complicated. And I heard us talk about seeds being planted. I remember, what was it, Mayor? 30 years ago, you were sitting at the redevelopment agency. We went in with our packet of what Tabernacle was going to be and planted seeds together. And here we are today. Seeds are coming up because we were not dismissed by all of the entities that would do so. But we kept rallying and rallying and rallying, and the Board of Supervisors would pass a bill, and the state would pass a bill, and we'd inch along a little further, until a woman like Gina came with the energy to pull it all together on the ground. And so here we are today, surprised, if you will, by God's grace. Men and women, just ordinary folks, have come together to create a beautiful vision, not only for our city, but for the nation, that affordable housing, though complex, can be realized. Thank you all so very much.
I just want to participate. I'm tired of getting up here. This has been awesome. Next, I would like to call our board chair of the Bernal Heights Housing Corporation, Michael Smith. He has been more than a board chair. He came on interested in probably coached a little bit by Buck Baggett. I still remember the Alamany event we met. But he has been just a rock for us in this work. His background is in planning for both here in San Francisco and other places, and his guidance and his tenacity and just the calmness that we need in this work, consistently calm, has been really an anchor for me and our entire organization. And so I would like to call Michael up as it starts to rain again.
You got it. No, you got it.
Oh, cool. All right, thank you, Gina, for the introduction, and thank you, Dr. McCrae, for your inspiring words. Good morning, and thank you all for being here today to celebrate the groundbreaking of 3300 Mission. an affordable housing development that will make a real difference in the lives of many in our community. My name is Michael Smith, and I am the president of the Bernal Heights Housing Corporation, which is a subsidiary of the Bernal Heights Neighborhood Center. The Bernal Heights Housing Corporation develops, preserves, and rehabilitates affordable homes throughout San Francisco, but primarily within Bernal Heights. Our housing programs are designed to support adults with low incomes and their children, including formerly homeless individuals and those with special needs due to mental health issues, HIV and AIDS, or substance abuse problems. For more than 40 years, Bernal Heights Housing Corporation has been a key contributor to affordable housing and community organizing in the Bernal Heights neighborhood and the surrounding area. To date, the Bernal Heights Neighborhood Housing Corporation has completed over 18 affordable housing developments, which includes over 586 housing units. So today is more than just the start of construction. It is the beginning of a new chapter for households who will soon call this place home. Housing that is affordable is a vital part of a healthy community. And with 35 new homes, 3,300 will offer not only a roof over people's heads, but also the security and stability they need to thrive. We know that access to safe and affordable housing is a fundamental need, one that shapes every other part of a person's life, whether it's education, employment, or healthcare. That's why projects like this are so important. They give people the chance to succeed, contribute to the community, and live with dignity. None of this would be possible without the hard work and collaboration of our development team, which includes Mitchellville Real Estate Group and Tabernacle Community Development Corporation. Together, we have worked tirelessly, as you have heard, to make this vision a reality. I also want to thank Bar Architects, our designers behind this, as they were true partners in all this. And yes, those of you who participated in this process know what Bar meant to this building and making it happen. And I'd also like to acknowledge our partners without whom none of this would have been possible. To the future residents of 3300 Mission, we're excited to welcome you to Bernal Heights. We are confident that these new homes will be a place where you can build the future you deserve. As we break ground today, let's remember that this is just the start. There's still much more to be done, but together we will continue to build a city where everyone has access to the opportunity and stability that come with a safe and affordable home. Before I wrap up, I just want to share some data with you, because in my family, we like data. I ran across an article in the paper, in the Chronicle, that said that between 2016 and 2021, in Bernal Heights saw a net increase of 60 housing units. 60 housing units. That was 0.2% of the overall growth in the city. So clearly, and it was the lowest of any neighborhood in San Francisco. This project will let others know that Bernal Heights intends to accommodate its fair share of housing. Again, thank you for joining us today to celebrate the groundbreaking of 3300 Mission. We're proud of our work, and we look forward to seeing you at the ribbon cutting in the fall of 2026. And I'd like to bring Gina back up for closing remarks. Thank you.
Wow, I did not know the 60 thing. We always talked about the census results in terms of community members, but to know that only 60 units were made is incredible. We should all feel more empowered around affordable housing just hearing that. I would like to also thank a few people, but the first person that I would like to thank is my husband, Charles. He normally has to deal with me and deal with me in housing. Those are two different people, and I'm a Gemini, okay? So And just, I again would like to thank all of our staff, from the development team to Connie, who just had her baby 2 weeks ago, to our staff that came to support from the finance team and our admin team to support in that area, as well as our partners in terms of BAR. Again, we could spend the rest of the day talking around the commitment that this architect firm has had for this little development organization over here in Bernal. We have the A team, as Andre shares, on this project, from everybody that's tied to it, to Guzman and the other folks, from Jeff from Plant. They all cared about this project, and it's just sometimes I just am just wondering, like, how did we get such great luck? It's been more than luck. This was a plan and an assignment that we all committed to do, and we're going to see this thing done through 2026. It's going to happen, and we have a great team to make sure that it does. We have overcame hurdles that are unheard of on one single project in a year. And we have still kept on track. We have still kept on schedule. We have still operated in excellence. And we are more than partners. We allowed ourselves to learn each other organically before we even signed a paper. And so I thank our team, again, with Tabernacle in Mitchellville and their loved ones, for dealing with everything that was behind the curtain. But it's necessary. And as Andre has shared with us, there is no easy housing left in San Francisco. It will require to be in your backyard. It will require to be in the street of a commercial space if we're going to solve housing. That's it. We need to solve housing. That's it. And what is necessary to do that? Supporters and people like you who are standing in this space to evolve and get it done. And we thank you for your past participation. We know we're going to need you further. And we appreciate just your commitment and responsiveness to our team and every process that we've had. And I just want to officially thank the planning department in particular of getting us over even the last hurdle to the last piece of document that we had to sign at the last minute. It's all necessary. It can be ugly, and it's okay. I used to say, flawless execution happens behind the curtain, and only the staff and maybe the board gets to see. But that's not necessarily authentic. I want everybody to see what it takes to do housing so that you can understand from the time the first shovel is done until you see the great building that it took a lot of work and effort and commitment, and even in honoring the tribe that was here, that we would protect and preserve and create housing and services for community. We're building on that. We've partnered with that. So I thank you for that. So we have a special act where's the dirt? Oh, okay. It's in a different spot. So one thing that, we had got, I've seen the golden shovels many times, and if you've been to groundbreaking, you typically dig in dirt. Well, we can't dig in dirt, so we brought dirt here. But the other thing that we had done is we had mirrorless paint shovels representing the tribes that were here. And so when we take this shovel and dig in this dirt, we are moving forward with this housing. We are committing to honoring them from the past, and we are going to have our speakers, so it would be Tabernacle Mitchellville, who did not speak today but will, Michael, and if we can have our mayor and Senator Wiener and our supervisor come up, and Dr. McCrae, if you all can come up and get a shovel, and we will go through this process. You want to move that?
picture first. All right. Ready? Picture here. Everyone can sit. Yeah, thank you.
There's another chef.
There you go. Picture, thank you.
Still pictures.
You guys need to dig some dirt.
On 1, 2, 3, 3,200.